Hey folks, here, post me here. So instead of an intro, or I suppose this is an intro actually, instead of a highlight I meant to say, you're getting an intro today because this is the first of two parts of a breeding episode that I recorded. It was intended to be one part, but as this is my first time doing the breeding episode, I wanted to show a lot more than I will do in future because there's a lot to the breeding. And once I'd actually finished, it turned out, and I was actually editing it today. I recorded it yesterday. It was an hour and 40. Well, I think it was an hour and 44 minutes. Definitely over an hour and 40 minutes in total. So I was like, okay, I can't put that out in one episode. I have to do something here. So I decided to split it into two episodes and do an intro today, which means after this episode there won't be a post me. And when I say I'm going to jump forward in time, I'm literally jumping forward a couple of days to the next episode that comes out there, which will conclude the breeding episode here. As I said, there's a lot to the breeding, and we do cover it a lot, but we won't be doing that in the future. But since this is the first time doing it, I wanted to be more thorough with it. Anyway, since there's no post me, please like the video if you would like this. Subscribe for future content. And thank you for watching, and I hope you're doing well. Bye. Hey folks, welcome on in. Today's episode, as we said in the last post me, we're going to be breeding. This is why we have the spinos over here. Moved them there, so sadly our Tanya, our Triceratops is up there by itself, which is a shame. But we've been preparing since we came in. We didn't actually go out and get resource here like we usually do. We actually just came straight in to do this. And we're actually doing this, we're recording this episode before we do our 3D work today. It's currently, it's coming up to 8 AM at the moment, and we're actually recording this, and usually we would be doing our 3D work first, then we record, but I just know, I like that. It's fun. The voice, the sound, so it disappeared on my headphones up in a second. I was like, oh, what's going on? Right, so we are breeding. Now, I don't really know how this episode is going to go. It could be a short episode, it could not be a short episode. I've never actually done an episode like this beforehand, so I'm just going to make it up as I go along. I have some ideas of what I'm going to be doing, but I'm always not 100% sure. Right, basically what I'm trying to do is introduce you to breeding and teach people who are interested in actually doing this or playing the game. And that's there, so I'm trying to do there. I'm trying to introduce you to it as well if you don't know about it. I'm trying to teach people who are actually wanting to play the game and do this as well. What I would say about breeding is there's many different stages to breeding. Here it's a long process, there's a lot of waiting. What the heck was that? I don't know what that was, but there was something flashing there. I need to turn the camera back down now, since night time's up all the way over. Yeah, so it's still a bit dark, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty not. That's not bad. Yeah. Right, so yeah, there's many different stages to this, and there's a lot to it, so there's not really one way to do it. There is some common things a lot of people do, but it's really up to you at the end of the day how exactly you want to do this. I'm just going to show you the way I do it. Oh, brilliant, eh? I suppose it's a good thing to get it out of the way right now, eh? But I'm going to show you, I'm going to have to talk over earthquakes here, but if I'm talking too loud I apologise. Because I have actually tried to put my mic up, basically because I actually feel like it was too low in the past. I'm trying to talk while the earthquake, and I'm trying to look at my OBS here and at the voice. I'm there, but I'm getting distracted by the earthquake and it's just difficult. This is the thing I don't like about the weather conditions. I don't mind doing it. Wait, is there actually stones falling down here? No, they're parcels. That's what it is. It's this stuff that's falling down. I thought maybe it was stones falling off that there. I never really noticed the dust and everything going off that. Right, so when the earthquake happens, I'm going to have to pause and wait there because it's just too distracting to me when I'm trying to talk. But yeah, I put my volume up on my mic because I felt in the past I was talking too low, and I thought with this episode you really need to hear me talking for sure. So hopefully I'm not too loud, and when the earthquake happens, I tend to feel like I need to talk louder as well. Yeah, haircut and a shave. Yeah, right. So breathing. Where to start? Well, first off, you have to prepare. The best, if you don't have air conditioners here like this to use, then you can actually use standing torches. Here, these here, you can use these. You can put, I usually would put a row of 5. Then the first and fifth one I would do a row leading out, and as for how many it leads out, it depends on how I feel at the time. So I would say at least 4 out, including there. So basically 5 by 5. You would have a row of 5 and go out from the first and fifth one by another 4 from there. That's what I would do, something like that. But sometimes I go out a little bit longer. I tend to make it up at the point, and once I extend out, like how far away from that is, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's okay. Or some days I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to put another 1 and 2 on because I've made too many. With the air conditioners, I would prefer an air conditioner there and there, but I don't have that. But that's fair inside the pins there, we've got that going. Also, when we're actually, what's the word, imprinting on a baby, we can actually increase the stats by giving it something the baby wants. I'll talk about it more at the time, but there's certain things you can do. Like you can give it a hug, you can give it take it for a walk, or you can feed it a specific comfort food. The comfort food can range from all different things, and I can't remember what every single dinosaur one is. So what I do is I tend to put a lot of stuff in the mixed shiz here, which is the reason why I keep this nearby. I know it's weird, but I have fish shiz and meat shiz there, and I actually have meat and fish in here. But I do this because this is actually for the comfort food, which I'll be talking about later. But we have all the berry types. I wouldn't ask for narco berries. We have cooked prime meat, we have cooked fish meat, we have cooked meat, we have cooked lamb chop. It's possible it could ask for there. We don't have raw fish meat in here actually, so we should go get some of that. But we do have mutton and raw prime meat here and raw meat here. We also have some spoiled meat in case that's a thing that gets asked for. Also, I think that would be more mantis and stuff like that. I would probably ask for that. Swinos is not going to be the case. So that's something I would recommend doing, is putting all that stuff in there. There is one other, well not one other fin, but one other type of fin, and that's the kibble. The kibble stuff that we make from a cooking. We don't have that going right now. So usually when I would actually breed, I would wait until I actually have a kibble farm up and going. But here on Aberration, we don't have T-Rexes, which is something I use for our kibble farm, because their eggs can be used to make extraordinary kibble. I don't have a cooker set up right now to actually show you what I mean with the kibble, but I think if you saw my gameplay in Ireland, I did set up a cooking area there, and I talked about kibble back then as well. So you can go back to, I really wish I could remember what episode it is right now, but it's one of the Ireland episodes. I remembered where I was. But it's one of them. There, we talked about it there. This is the reason why you should watch every single episode that I produce, by the way. Just putting that out there. You should really watch every episode, because I will refer back to things at times when I remember stuff. Totally not trying to get you to watch every episode. Right, so, breeding. Here we go. Right. Stage 1 is obviously to get the 2 best dinosaurs, where you can get a male and a female. We haven't been able to do that because this playthrough has been a little bit cobbled when it comes to the levels the dinosaurs we're getting. So we're having to go with 2 lower levels here, which sucks, but it is what it is. Usually, this is just, what we're looking to do is, we are looking to take, once we get a baby from these 2 here, right, this baby's, the stats on that baby is made up of the stats of the 2 parents. So Claus and Caroline here, the baby we get from the 2, it'll be a combination of the stats from there. So this is where the spyglass comes in handy. So we can actually look at the stats here that it has. But the thing here is, claws we have leveled up, so these stats aren't actually true stats for what claws would actually imprint onto a baby. The stats that Caroline has, these stats here that you see in the 258.9, the 448 weight, the 1.1k stamina. Stamina is on the top left there. Below that is the oxygen. Below that one is the food, 8.1k. On the right hand side, the white numbers, the 448 is the weight, the 258.9 is the melee damage, and 100% is movement speed. Then you got health in. For some reason food is on it twice, I don't know why. But 6.9k torpor as well. So these stats that you're seeing there for Caroline, some of the stats will imprint onto the baby, but some of the stats from Claus will imprint onto the baby, but we don't know what stats Claus has, because apart from the food and the oxygen and the movement speed and the torpor, because we haven't put anything on them, but the health, the stamina and the melee damage and probably the weight are actually increased because we were put levels into Claus, so that's not the actual stats that are going to be put in the baby. So this is the reason why I would say, if you're actually planning to breed 2 dinosaurs, then don't level them up. So this way you can quickly look with a spyglass, if you use it, because the spyglass doesn't actually come with the game. You have to download a mod for that. Just putting that out there, I do use some mods, and I probably should talk about that a bit more. Basically there, but spyglass and the S-Pass are my 2 favourite mods. Better dinos, tracking better dinos is a good one as well. So yeah, that's what's going to happen here now. To basically get them to mate, you just simply go up to them and go to behaviour, enable mating, and now it says it's ready to mate on there. If you go to Caroline here, it's enable wandering or mating to mate. So we are just going to go ahead and do that. And then you see there's love hearts going above them, so they're currently doing their business. Just an FYI, when the first time I did this, one of the dinosaurs actually pooped during the whole thing, and I was a bit disgusted by it the first time. So just what I warn you, one of these dinosaurs might poop in the middle of mating here, and it's a bit freaky. This is going to get more freaky as well, by the way. Just putting this out here. Now in future, probably what we would actually do is, actually I need to take a note of something first here. Where is it? I should have had this nearby. Okay, oh there you are up there, that's why I can't see you down there. Just getting a pad here. Because it's actually useful to take some notes here. Which is right. 1.1k stamina. No pen, don't you frickin' stop what you're kidding me on. Not your work. Yeah, my pen's just run out. I don't know when I work pen. You got a pack of pens. I can go with one down there. Hey, give me a second. Right. Okay, let's hope this pen works. It does. Okay, stamina. Right, at the moment what I'm doing is taking a note of the melee damage and health of Caroline. See, look at that! That's just weird. You give birth and poop at the same time. That's quite talent. That's really quite a talent. Right. Now I need to get over to that egg. Here. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to... Because I've got my settings to basically mate them pretty quickly. Here. Right, so before I actually go any further here, there's a few other things, right? So, when you're mating, you want to try and input the best stats and the most important stats onto the baby. So that is really an a choice on your part. I would say in this order, this is the most important stuff. Now in the past you would have heard me saying that stamina is the most important stuff, and I stand by that. The reason being is you can have all the melee damage in the world, but if you don't have the stamina to keep fighting, then that's not going to matter. Yeah, you can have all the health in the world, but you're just a sitting duck if you can't actually move anymore because you've got stamina. You can have the biggest movement speed in the world, but if you don't have the stamina to use that movement speed, it doesn't matter. However, when it comes to breeding, the most important start is melee damage. That is the most important start of all. I would say joint second is stamina and health, and that is what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to try and get a baby from these two that actually has the best stamina, melee damage, best melee damage, stamina and health that these two have. I don't actually know what that is right now because I don't know what Claude's stats are, but we can, there's things we can do to figure that out. And that's what we're going to have to do here. So that is what I'm looking to do. Now most people, you can just worry about melee damage and that's it. Like as soon as you have a baby with the best melee damage of the two, then that's you, you're done. You've got the best there. But I try and get the freedom, and also what I do as well is I want to try and figure out the highest level with baby, because the level with baby doesn't really matter, because if you just want melee damage, you just need a dinosaur with a melee damage. It doesn't necessarily have to be a high level. The highest level baby you can get from the parents here. You can actually just get the stats on that you want without it being the highest level, so the level doesn't really matter. But for me, I like to actually try and get the highest level baby and work out what the highest level baby is going to be, because that lets me know, because most likely the highest level baby is going to have the 3 stats that I want. So I try and get the highest melee damage, as I said, the highest health, melee damage and the stamina from these two I want to get onto the baby. And what we're trying to do basically is the same as what most people do, is we're trying to get a better breeding pair. We're trying to get a male and a female with the, I'm trying to get a male and a female with the best stamina, health and melee damage, so I can breed them together. And that's where I said, remember earlier, it gets a little freaky. So I'm just going to say this one time and one time only. Yes, they're brother and sister, yes there's incest, and man, you see even Carolina thinks it's shit as well. But yes, it's incest in that. That's the only time I'm going to say that. It's part of the game, that's just what it is. But yeah, we've got the two babies, the male and the female, that become a breeding pair. Because the way I look upon it is, if I have a male and a female with the best stamina, the best health, the best melee damage, then all I have to do is breed the two, and that's it. I don't have to do anything else. But to get to that, we have a lot of babies, and we can end up with a whole bunch of Spinos here, which we don't really want to do. So we are going to have to use our shotgun to kill some babies we do not want. It's part of the game, sadly. It's a part of the game I don't really like, because I don't really want to shoot baby dinosaurs in the face with a shotgun. So I know for some people that may be triggering, it may be upsetting, it may be disappointing, but I understand why it would be for some people. So it's just a heads up, but that is going to be happening in this episode. So it's not going to be happening right now, but it will be happening at some point in the episode. I can guarantee you right now, the first 4 or 5 babies that I get from these two are probably going to be killed. Most likely will be killed, because I need to figure out what the higher health, stamina and melee damage is, because I don't know Claude's stats. It would actually be a much better for the first time doing this if I had actually had 2 dinosaurs and hadn't leveled up. It would be much easier for me to explain the first time, but we're going to have to do it a more complicated way here. Along the way we might skip things over here, but anyway, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Right, so let's put my Pimmy on. We have our egg. Now the one thing I would say about, you know, actually that was actually going back there. Right, so what I'm wanting to do is I want to see, that's 112. Right, I'll just have it out here. So that's 112. Right. You have 294 melee damage. Oh, great. Right, so you have 770 stamina, which is lower than your mum, so that means the power stamina is lower. You have 2.8k health, which is lower than your mum, so your mum has a higher health. 294 damage, which is actually higher. Okay, so 294 damage is actually basically the higher health melee damage here, right? Okay, so 294 is the higher, so that's what we want. We've now seen 1.1k stamina is the highest stamina, 294k melee damage, 294k that's friggin' earthquake, man. So it is. This is not a good place to bloody breed at all, with these stupid earthquakes going on all the time. I don't mind earthquakes, I just think it happens too frequently. That's what I think. It's really annoying. So yeah. We now know the best stats, basically, is what I'm saying. Right, okay, so behaviour, that's enable mating there. That was 112 levels, so the next one we want to see if it's going to be higher than the level 112. But we also want to get 294k melee damage, 3.2k health and 1.1k stamina. That is the three things we're looking for. Now the reason why melee damage is the most important stat is because you've seen it in dinosaurs beforehand. When you actually level up, you want to try and get as much value as you can out of that level, so therefore when you actually add a level to a stat, you want to boost it by a higher amount, basically a higher amount, so you can get value. The higher the amount the boost, the higher the boost, higher the value the boost, the more value you get. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I got the words out eventually. That's generally what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what I'm there. Now I do things differently from other people, I think. I'm not sure. I usually do. I always tend to do things a different way. I don't know why. But this is what we're looking to do here. We're looking to get a female and a mate with the best stamina, damage and the health. And in the future, once I do have that, I'll show you what I mean with the melee damage, health and stamina. The stamina and health generally gets a bigger boost from a level than a melee damage does. So you want to start off with your starting melee damage. Once you want it to be as high as you possibly can get it, so that way it doesn't take as long to get it up to where you actually really want it, which is obviously a bit high. It takes a lot less levels to get stamina and health where you want it to be with melee damage, and that's the reason why melee damage. In a roundabout way I got there. Remember, this is my first time talking about it, and I'll probably forget how I did it as well and have to do it in the future. But this is the type of thing where I would actually probably skip here. I would actually go say, this is where the stats that I want there, and now I'm going to jump forward in time, and what the hell? We're going to jump forward in time, and you're going to see it. So basically when I actually do have the best male and female with the stats on it there, and I can save you a lot of time. But since this is my very first time doing it, we are actually, oh, I keep clicking 6 because most of the time my shotgun's on 6, but the mushrooms are on 6. That's why I keep doing that, because every time I usually have the shotgun on 6, put me one rifle on 4, and 5 is the crossbow, 107, so you're actually lower, so that doesn't really matter at all. I was actually thinking I shot through that though. So this is what I mean, this is what you have to do until you can actually figure out the highest level. There. And that's why the first 4 or 5 I always actually kill, because this way, this is just what I do. You don't have to do that, you can look at every single baby, and as soon as you have the high stats that you want, you can actually just stop right there. And you don't have to do melee damage, stamina, health. You can just do melee damage on its own if you want. That would speed things up. The more stats you're trying to put onto the baby, the longer it's going to take to do it. So this is going to take a little while, especially since I didn't actually put mating on. I should actually just keep this on, but I'll keep it on now because usually I would keep it on, but I was talking and stuff like that here. So, but as I said, I would actually skip forward. I've been trying to think of stuff I can talk about while I was doing this as well. Here, as well. And honestly, right this present moment, I completely forgot what I was going to talk about. You sound slow. Yeah. I know we are getting close to going to extinction. I am actually debating. It might be actually because I want to get 2 babies from the here, and once I have that, I could take that plus the bulldog and go up to the surface, and I could probably get to my stuff off the obelisk train line, or I could transfer over the island. But I would have to take the Spino. I would have to upload the Spino and the bulldog to the server and leave it on there as creatures, basically, until I come back, and then I would have to use another Spino. So I might actually need 3 babies, 3 Spinos, but honestly I don't really want to get a lot of babies from these Spinos from them, because I'm actually hoping to find another higher level male and female. But that's something that I'm thinking about doing and going to extinction for the first time. Because with the exception of the industrial stuff, sorry I burped. Yeah, with the exception of the industrial forge, industrial cooker, and getting a kibble farm going with moss chops, because there is moss chops on here. So we could do the moss chops, because moss chops eggs can be used for superior kibble. But we don't have T-Rexes here to use their eggs for extraordinary kibble. But I think we could probably use Spino eggs for extraordinary kibble. Can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember. I do have a Spino egg in here actually. Yeah, there's a Spino egg there. So I could check that out once I do have the cooking area. I think I want to get the industrial stuff done in the cooking area going and get the kibble farm going first. And also I do want to go down to the red zone and explore that for the first time, which is I think what I'm going to do in the next episode. I think we're going to go down to the red zone first time, but I'm not going to make the same mistake as the blue zone. I'm not going to have any tasks or anything like that. There'll be things that I would like to do, like find like how to get into basically we're just going down there to find how to get into the red zone, how to get out of the red zone, and that's all we're doing. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind finding where the rock drake trench is, and I wouldn't mind finding where the Rockwell terminal, because the terminal to fight the boss, there's only one boss to fight on Aberration I found out, and you don't have to go up to the surface to do that, which is a great thing. But there's a lot of stuff. What is it with that poop every single time? It's very inappropriate. So yeah, I'll come back to that when I'm talking in a second, but I'm thinking we'll be going into the red zone, and I would like to get a rock drake egg, because a rock drake egg is going to make Aberration so much easier. And I would like to get a male and a female so I can breed them as well. But I doubt very much I'll be able to do that the first time I go down there. Rock drakes are awesome. They're gliders. They're not really flyers, they're more of a glider than a flyer. 122, that's definitely higher. Huh. You have the stamina, you have melee damage, and you have the health. No, you don't have the health actually. That's weird. Right, so 112. That is... oh bloody hell, I did that again. So you didn't... that was 122. But it didn't have the... health. It had the melee damage and stamina, but it didn't have that there, so... this is essentially what we do. I'm gonna get... you know... I'll sort that out. Probably start out at 5 normal. Yeah, so I'm thinking we'll go down to the red zone at the first, and once we have the rock drakes, and once we have the industrial stuff set up, and once we have a kibble farm going, then we actually move off here. We still have other things to do, like there's a lot of dinosaurs we need to kill, like we need to kill apple basilisks, we need to kill reapers as well, because we need trophies from these to take on the boss. You've seen it in the island. I've been getting like sauropod vertebrae and sarco skins and titan bow venoms and that stuff there as well, because you need them as trophies along with the artifacts to basically take on the boss fight. Which, since there's only one boss here, and there's only one boss in Scorched Earth, we only need to get the artifacts once. Unlike the island, there's actually 4 bosses in the island, which is quite a lot actually. There, but we need the 3 artifacts to take on the 3 bosses, I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't know about extinction yet. I know at some point along the way, instead of bosses, you fight. I think you still do boss fights, but you have missions and stuff like that to do as well. There's like a terminal you can do, and there's certain missions that you can do. You accumulate points that allow you to tame stuff like striders and stuff. Striders are pretty much, if you ever watch Star Wars and the big walkers in the Star Wars, striders are pretty much them. I think they're called walkers in Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not an expert on that. You are main, right? And 4 seconds, right? I don't think I turned you off. Need to actually reload you. Because if you're going to kill a baby, you need to be fully reloaded. Sorry. I apologise for that line. I really am sorry. I'm really not sorry, I thought it was funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I thought it funny. Right, so we're getting closer. We just need the male. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a judgment call after every single baby. At some point I might jump forward in time when I actually do have the male and the female. There's a chance that I'm going to have to do that. I kind of figured that would be the case, but I'll at least want to show you some of what I'm doing basically to get it here. Since this is the first time I'm actually breeding as well, I actually want to show you the process too. But in future, I'm probably going to tell you I'm going to breed these 2, these are the stats that I'm looking for, I'll bring you back when I have them. I think that's what I'm going to do, so that I can cut out a lot of the baby killing and stuff like that. Yourself, I have to suffer with it, but you don't have to suffer with that. I can skip that out in future, and then let you know, and then I can actually just breed there. Because once because I want to get the male, and then I want to show you the imprinting process, what you have to do with the male. Because once I actually do have a male, the reason why I say a male is because usually I get the male first for some reason, I don't know why. It's always been the case in anything I've ever bred, I've always got the male with his right stats first, and the females came later. I don't know why that is, it just seems to be the way. It's frustrating actually a little bit. I think once I got a female first. I'm just seemingly recalling right now, but for the most part it's always been a male I've always got first. Right. Shouldn't be much longer before we get more pip in an egg. So weird that. I think get anything else. Right, because in Scorched Earth we are pretty much established. Here, I'll come back to that in a second. Pick that up. Right, so we're looking for an egg that's above either 122 or maybe here. There is something called an incubation thing that you can build. But actually you can put this straight in here and I'll instantly tell you the level. But I'm showing you this way here. I really wish I had higher level dinosaurs, but I wish I didn't have any levels in colours as well, but we can work around that as we did. Right, you're 117, so you have the health. Actually, ironically enough, this one here actually has all the stats we want. It does, yeah, 1.1k. It has all the stats that it wants. And it's a female as well, after just what I said as well. But sadly, it's actually lower than 122, so I'm thinking 122 is probably going to be the highest level one, so we're looking for 122 level. Now I could stop right there and say that they are basically that's the female I want, perfect, brilliant, let's just get a male now and that's it. But even for the rest of the stats don't matter. For all I know, it could be the torpor, for example. Torpor isn't essential, but there is useful to have the highest torpor. When it comes to food, for most part it's now fine. Oxygen actually in a spinal is actually useful because you can't actually go into the water, which at some point I do need to do that because I need oil. Yeah, I need to actually do that, I forgot about that actually. Yeah, so these are our stats, even though they're not essential, it could be a little bit of weight as well. They are, because I always got 270 to 222. Clearly the extra 5 levels isn't coming from the health, the melee damage or the stamina, it's coming from somewhere else. But even though it is not exactly essential, I would still like to have it, because it could be useful for me. It could be extra weight, it could be something there. I'm not going to check into it and see what it is. Yeah, so that's the reason why I find that the highest level dinosaur I can get, which appears to be 122 from these two. And then I get the 122 level with the 3 stats that I want. And I've got it here. Hopefully we get that soon. And hopefully the next one isn't like 126. But at some point I might get bored and say you'll do it 117 in the future and regret not taking that 117. I'm actually thinking maybe since I'm actually recording this, I might have actually been better to actually just take that female right now, because that would have saved a lot of time. But at the same time, I've shown you what I was actually, exactly how I actually breed dinosaurs. So this is actually what I would do, so that makes sense. But that's a judgment call on your part. You could keep that 117 and move on and get a male with the stats and then just call it a day there. That would be quicker, because once you have all the stats on the male and female, you've got the perfect breedable pair, then you can just leave them at your base and breed one dinosaur from it whenever you need one. And that's what I'm looking to do here. Right, let's hope. This is another female like the last one at 117. I'm probably going to keep it just to speed this up a little bit, because that actually would be useful, because then I could have went into the imprinting. Because what imprinting is you have the base stats for these, as I say, they get imprinted onto the baby. But once you actually successfully imprint yourself, you can actually boost one of the stats. Everybody at an earthquake, that's fun. Heard earthquake. Alright. We're just going to wait for this earthquake to pass here. Now we're doing that since I'm talking a lot, I'm going to grab a drink. $125, you're actually higher. 125, but doesn't have the health. 259 doesn't have the melee damage either. That's interesting. Alright, so 125 is actually the highest one. See what I mean? So what I might actually do here is, this is the frustrating part of this. It can actually take a long time to get this going. Here, which is, wait, what in the heck? Oh, you're just a normal egg, aren't you? Yeah, you're just a normal egg. Thank you. I was like freaking out there, I was like, what the hell? So very kind of you, Caroline. Giving me a normal egg while I'm breeding you. Still freaking out with the poop. Oh, that's just weird. Right, so yeah, as I was saying, Scorched Earth, we are pretty much set up wise. We're not going to do any breeding on Scorched Earth. If we have any dinosaurs to breed, we'll take it to the island and then just transfer it back to there. Because there's electrical storms in Scorched Earth, so that will mess with the air conditioners. And that's the reason why we're not going to bother with any industrial area in Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth base is actually fine as it is right now. That will do for us. I suppose we could do No, because we'll just take ammo and everything we need across the Scorched Earth. So the only thing we've got left to do in Scorched Earth is to get the artifacts. We need to get Wyvern talons for, which is going to be a big thing, and that'll be a lot of things to do. So we need to get the artifacts of the Wyvern talons and then take on the boss. That's essentially what we need to do there. That's essentially, there is other things we might do there, like there is a phoenix, like a special dinosaur. There's like one phoenix in the whole map it spawns in. So we could try and tame that at some point, but it's not an essential thing to do, so we might leave that later, because we have to find, because during the heat wave we have to go out and find where the thing is, the phoenix is, and look for it, which isn't an easy thing to do when you're actually cooking, because you're literally in a heat wave, so in some places you'll be cooking. So that's something we would need to have to work out in the future, but I think that will come at a later point. There, like at the end of the series, once we're defeated all the bosses, I was thinking we might go back through and do some things like taming a basilisk, or trying to get the phoenix, or doing some sort of stuff. Like a big, because I've noticed our content creators tend to finish off with like a taming spree. So I was thinking I would do that at the end of the season as well, once I've defeated all the bosses, where I go through and we do all different types of things. And I've even put it out to the community, the people that are subscribed to my YouTube as well. Like if there's anything else you would like me to see me doing again. At the same time, I do want to do risky things along the way as well. So like taming a basilisk, I might actually try and do that. Because I was thinking about doing that here on Aberration. Here, because the portal area along the side there, that's there's a lot of basilisks there. And let's see what level this one is. So anyway, Scorched Earth is pretty much, for the most part, because remember we're going through all the bases to set them up. So we actually, we're all set up in all the maps basically, that's what we're looking to do. So we're set up in Scorched Earth basically. But Island we're not entirely set up on, because we need to get a kibble farm and we need to get a breeding area on Island. So that's something we need to go back to the island to do first before we go to implement. 107, you're definitely not going to be it. Yep, Stamina. See you there? Right, aye, so I think I'm probably going to bring you back. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to wait until I have a male and a female. I'll bring you back just as I'm imprinting on the female, and I'll show you about the imprint, and then I think that is what I'm going to do. It's going to take a while here, and I don't want the episode to be too long. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, yep, alright, I'm jumping forward in time, folks.